Good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Delaware. My name is Carolyn Murnick. I am a licensed practitioner here at CSL Delaware, and it is my honor to lead you in a brief meditation this morning. Our meditation will be about 20 minutes. We'll start with relaxation and then move into a period of silence. So if everyone could get comfortable in their chair or your cushion, wherever you're seated, make sure that you are in a place where you won't be disturbed and that you can fully be present for the meditation. So let's begin by taking a few deep breaths. Take a deep inhalation in through the nostrils, breathe all the way down into the solar plexus, and then exhale through the heart. Let's do that again, a deep inhalation, breathing all the way down into the solar plexus, into the abdomen, raising, and then a complete exhale. And this time, as we breathe, let's breathe in and breathe all the way down to the entire body. Just feel the breath moving in and through each part of the entire body, all the way out the bottom of your feet, into the core of our Mother, the Earth, just breathing. And then begin to just get into a natural flow of your own breath. And with each inhalation, let's allow ourselves to relax more and more. And so breathing in, feeling deep peace and relaxation. As we soften every part of our physical body, soften the skin. Soften your eyes and forehead. Your entire head and face relaxing. As we breathe into the throat chakra, feel the throat relaxing. So that this breath touches each molecule, every cell, every organ, every system is now relaxed, totally and deeply. Just begin to feel what it would feel like to be absolute peace. And as we take our next inhalation, our backs are straight, heads are straight. Breathe in the peace through the crown. Feel that peace above. Feel that peace surrounding us. Feel the peace before us. Feel the peace under us, behind us, all around us. So just take a moment and breathe in the peace that is ours. And as we allow that feeling of peace to flow through the entire physical body, inside, outside, and all around, we become the peace. And feel like what it would feel like to bring peace everywhere you go. We are the peace. We are being the peace every moment of every day. So just breathe that in. With this inhalation, let's think of love. What does it feel like to feel love? Allow the love to flow into the physical body. Allow the love to flow like a wave all the way through our physical body. Love flows through our arms, our fingertips. Love flows through our physical body all the way down our hips, our legs, our thighs, calves, all the way down, relaxing our feet and into the earth. Feel what it feels like to be loved every moment of every day. To bring love with us. We are uplifting all around us in love. So just for a moment, breathe in and be love. And now let us breathe in joy. Feel like what it feels like to be the joy. Breathe in joy. Allow it to uplift our vibration. Know what it's like to bring joy to every situation, every moment of every day. And so let's feel into these three qualities. I am love. I am peace. I am joy. I am love. I am peace. I am joy. Being the love, peace, and joy, let us move into a few moments of silence. Keeping with us that feeling tone of love, of peace, and joy. If any thoughts begin to surface in the silence, just release the thoughts and let go and come back to your breath, thinking love, peace, and joy. Being love, peace, and joy. And so as we continue to maintain this relaxed state of consciousness, let's begin to bring our awareness back into our physical body, taking deep breaths. Remember to keep taking your deep breaths. Begin to feel love, the love that you are. Begin to know peace, the peace that you are. And know the joy that you bring to this world. Know that throughout the week, throughout this day, every moment of every day, we can come back to this centered space. We can come back to this feeling of peace. We can come back to this feeling of love and joy whenever we want, just by coming into the silence, taking a moment to gather our thoughts and to come into silence, just taking a breath and being that quality, that God quality that we wish to see in the world. And so bringing with us peace, love, and joy. Take a breath. Begin to wiggle fingers and toes. I thank you so much for spending this time of meditation with me. Namaste. Namaste. At this time, I would like to introduce to you our beautiful, marvelous, wonderful, genius, musical talent, genius in residence, Deb Chamberlain. Thank you, Deb.
Thank you, Carolyn. No pressure though, right? Good morning, everyone. If you're just joining us, this is the Center for Spiritual Living, Delaware. And it's Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to everyone who has raised children or nurtured children. Sending you all my love this morning. So I'm going to start off with some original songs. And this first one is called Everything is Love, especially fathers. Everything is love. Everything is love. Love can never be destroyed, but it can hide. When we roll the stones away, love will surely rise. 'Cause that's what love does. Yes, that's what love is. And all it asks of us is to forgive and know that everything is love, hidden in the shadows, covered in the mud. Everything is love, asking to be seen, longing to be touched. Love, or a call for love. Everything is love, or a call for love. Sometimes darkness seems like the only choice. But if you listen in the stillness for that inner voice, it always shows what love does. It knows what love is. And all it asks of us is that we truly live and discover everything is love. It's hidden in the shadows, covered in the mud. Everything is love, asking to be seen, seeking to become more love, or a call for love. Everything is love, or a call for love. Underneath the lies, underneath the rage and the tears we never cried at every age, we are born of pure love, everlasting grace. Everything is love, it's hidden in the shadows, covered in the mud. Everything is love, asking to be seen, seeking to become more love, or a call for love. Everything is love, or a call for love. Everything is love, just love. Pure love, I see the waves. Happy Father's Day, Dan and Tom, and you're the only two guys I can see on the screen right now. Oh, so yeah, these are some pretty heavy times we're in. But just like I was singing in the last song, there's always light behind the shadow. The shadow is just the eclipse of the light. So the time has come. This is a song that Robert and I wrote years ago. The time has come for peace, and right now is a perfect time to sing this one. The time has come. The time has come for all the world to see. The time has come for everyone. The time has come for peace. There's a cloud on the horizon. There's a star up in the sky. I believe in answers for every question why. If love and understanding find the light of day, when the rains come pouring down, the truth cannot be washed away. The time has come. The time has come for all the world to see. The time has come for everyone. The time has come for peace. I can't speak your tongue. You don't know my name, but the light in our eyes is shining just the same. The doubt still in our minds, the hope still in our hearts. One friendship at a time, that's the place to start. The time has come. The time has come. To see. The time has come. Everyone. The time has come for peace. If not now, then when? This day won't come again. If not me, then who? Reach out my hand to you. The time has come. The time has come. All the world to see. The time has come. Everyone, the time has come for peace. The time has come. The time has come. All the world to see. Time has come. Everyone, the time has come for peace. Thank you. Oh, good. We have time for one more. Let's do this one, and I hope you'll all sing along at home. This beautiful song. As soon as I play the first three notes, you'll know what it is. So I'm not going to tell you. trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my darkest hour, she's standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And the broken hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see, there will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Thank you. We have time to slip in one more quickie little song. So I'm going to finish my little meditation music session with a blessing to you, a blessing to all fathers and mothers, and a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice, the spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice, the spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, you are the heart, you are the hands, we are the heart, we are the hands. Thank you all so much. And I'm going to bring you back to Carolyn, who's going to read for us the evocation for today's service. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Delaware. I am a licensed practitioner here at CSL. My name is Carolyn Murdick, and it is my delight to lead us in our evocation this morning. So please take a deep breath and let us turn within. There is one power, one presence, one source, one life. And that is the power, the life, the presence, the source of God. There are many paths to this. There are many names for it, but I call it God. God is all there is, from Alpha to Omega. God is all and all. All of the wonderful qualities that we can think about, all of the good, and very good, we know as God. God is love. One of the first blessings that we learn, God is love. There is no separation. And so I know that if God is love and in this consciousness of oneness, then I am love. And I know this for every man, woman, and child, for every living being on this God's earth. God is love. I am love. We are love. God is peace, that deep, abiding peace that we sometimes are searching for. We only have to look within. God is the peace within. So we say, God is peace, I am peace, we are peace. We are the peace that we have been looking for. We don't have to look outside of ourselves anymore, but to go within and know that peace is there. God is divine harmony. There's balance and justice, equanimity in God. We are the harmony of God. We are that. We don't have to continue to look for balance and justice and harmony. We bring that with us wherever we go. And God is joy. God is that blissful part of us that says yes, that says, oh, I am so filled with the feeling of contentment, of ease and grace. God is joy. And so allow ourselves to be the joy of God. There is no separation. And so right here and right now, just feel into the knowingness that we are all of these things. We are unconditional love. We are deep, abiding peace, the peace that passes all understanding. We are harmony, balance, equanimity, and we are blissful joy, and we bask in knowing that we are all of these things and so much more, for God is unlimited. And so all of the things that the goodness of God that we're searching outside of ourselves, search no more, just come within and find. And we know in our hearts that we are the ones that we have been searching for. We are the ones that we have been looking for. So look no longer, my family, just join us in knowing that all is good, and very good. We are divine emanations of the Most High. Looking for the light, we are the light. Shine our light. We shine our light. I'm so grateful for this moment. I'm so grateful for this time, so grateful for this day. So grateful for all of those who are present here who answered the call and said, yes, I'm tuning in this morning. All those who answered the call and said, yes, I'm getting this preparation for today. Thank you, Dan, and thank you, Michelle, and Reverend Kathleen, of course. Thank you to Ami, who's going to be giving our reading today. And thank you to Virgie, who's going to be sharing all of the beautiful announcements with us today. And last but not least, I would like to welcome us to this first day of summer, this unique summer of 2020, and and say welcome to all of you, and welcome and happy Father's Day to those of you who are fathers, the fathers in our family, in our neighborhoods, fathers in our towns, in our country, fathers all over the world. Happy Father's Day. And with that, I am so grateful that I just let this day be absolute, perfect, and in peace. And I say, I release this word and I say, and so it is. Amen.
So it is. Amen.
Thank you. I would like to now introduce you to our beloved Reverend Dr. Kathleen Johnson.
Good morning, everyone, on this beautiful, beautiful summer day. We're saying summer now instead of spring. How lovely is that? And I just invite you for a moment to think about who you look up to, who has served as a role model for you, and who inspired you to be the best you can be. And since this is Father's Day today, who are the male figures that have served in this way for you? So for many of us, that may be our fathers, and for others it may not be. However, the fortunate thing is that this divine father energy can be present in a whole myriad of different individuals throughout our lives. It can show up as friends, cousins, stepfathers, teachers, coaches, leaders. And so I just invite you to consider who has served as a father figure for you, who has contained that divine father energy. And I encourage you on this beautiful Father's Day to seek them out, connect with them, and share with your deepest heart a sense of gratitude for their presence in your life. So I'm just inviting all of you who are on the Zoom to turn on your videos so that we can see you. It particularly helps the speakers and also our musician Deb to have faces and expressions to connect with. So I invite you to do that today. And I invite you also to remember you can use the chat if you would like to connect with one another and just say hello or welcome. And also if you have a particular prayer request that you would like us to disperse among the practitioners or the community, I invite you to also do that in the chat area. Okay, so let's begin. Let's open our arms and accept. So repeat after me. I open my heart to the universe.
I open my heart to the universe.
Accepting love and healing.
Accepting love and healing.
And I open my mind to the universe.
I open my mind to the universe.
Accepting inspiration and understanding.
Accepting inspiration and understanding.
Let's bring that into our hearts. Breathe it. Accept it, receive it, and repeat with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and so it is.
Lovely. And so now I would like to introduce to you our beloved Virgie, who's doing the announcements today.
Thank you, Reverend Kathleen. Good morning, family. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Virgie Cooper. I'm a member of the beloved community called CSL Delaware, where I also have the privilege of serving as the treasurer on the board of trustees. Right now, I'd like everyone to join me as we read the CSLDE 2020 intention statement. We, the Center for Spiritual Living Delaware, are a welcoming, vibrant, inclusive spiritual community rooted in New Thought, Ancient Wisdom principles. We are here to be the presence of love and to co-create heaven on earth, a world that works for all. And now for our announcements. Join licensed practitioner Marianne Ruan for group prayer each Monday via Zoom from 12 to 12:15 p.m. You can also join Marianne for 150 days of Ernest Holmes. Drawing from meditations contained in part 6 of The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, Marianne facilitates live meditations on Facebook and on Zoom. These are held on Monday through Friday at 7:15 a.m. She does record them on Facebook, so if the 7:15 time isn't convenient for you, you can always go to Facebook and watch them and benefit from the meditations. They are very, very good. I try to join them every day. Join us this Thursday, June the 25th at 6:30 p.m. as members of, 3 local CSL communities, which are CSL Delaware, Center for Peace CSL, and the Greater Philadelphia CSL, as they facilitate Come Together, guided by the cosmic heart of love for the purpose of healing systemic racism in both consciousness and action. We're asking everybody to look for the Zoom link for this special session. It should arrive in your email sometime during the morning of June the 25th. Next, we have a save the date. They want you to save October the 4th from 12 to 2:30 p.m. for creating peaceful community through the arts. This is a free Peace Week event that's going to be sponsored by CSL Delaware, CC Arts, and the Baha'i Faith community. It will be held outdoors at CC Arts to support social distancing, and it will include a lot of activities. So we have the Labyrinth Peace Garden dedication. We'll have yoga and breathing and chanting. There'll be arts and crafts and art walks and labyrinth walks. There will be food for purchase, which will be provided by Gonzo's Kitchen food truck, and it'll feature both organic and gluten-free food options. Please reach out to Reverend Kathleen if you'd like to help us build the Labyrinth Peace Garden that will be dedicated at this event. The last announcement that I have for us, we're excited to announce that Candace Berkowitz is offering her Transformational Breath Workshop for the next 6 Mondays starting tomorrow. They'll be from 7 to 9 p.m. Once again, it'll be every Monday starting June 22nd through July the 27th. Please see our website under the Get Involved tab or our newsletter for more information on these events, as well as all of the events and activities that we offer through CSL Delaware. And now I'd like to turn things back over to Deb.
Thank you, Virgie.
You're welcome.
Wow, I might see you guys in October in person. So we're going to do a song, and if you know it, please sing along at home in honor of Father's Day. This is called Father of My Soul by Daniel Nachmod. day. Oh, oh, Father of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day, for the light and the shadow, for the triumphs and trials, for the moment in mystery, for the sorrow and the smiles, for the peace and the conflict, for the silence and song, for the calm and confusion, for the winter and the war. Oh, oh, Mother of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, oh, Mother of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day, for the light and the shadow, for the triumphs and trials, for the moment in mystery, for the sorrow and the smile, for the peace and the conflict, for the silence and song, for the calm and confusion, for the winter and the war. Oh, Father of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, Father of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, Father of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Oh, Father of my soul, thank you for the blessings of the day. Thank you for the blessings of the day. Thank you for the blessings of the day. Thank you. Thank you all. Now I'd like to bring us to Amy, or Ami. Not sure which way you prefer said.
Ami.
What was it?
Yes.
Amy.
Ami.
Oh, Ami. Okay, Ami. I love it.
Okay, thank you.
You're going to do the reading for today. So thank you.
Good morning, everyone. This year, we join all Centers for Spiritual Living, spiritual communities across the planet, intending to see life with perfect 2020 spiritual vision. Our monthly theme, Mindfulness for Mavericks. Our topic for today is mindful speech. Ernest Holmes wrote in The Power of an Idea, page 18, "What is the Word of God other than a divine mental picture?" That is why the ancient Hindus said that the physical universe is the meditation of God. That is, it is the outpicturing objectively of the creative mind, which is God. Christian Larson wrote in The Pathway of Roses, page 96, "The audible word itself has no power, but that word can carry all the power that you can inwardly feel at the time it is spoken. When you give soul to your speech, every word will contain hidden power. The great word, the word that works wonders for those who understand. A measure of supreme spiritual power taking expression in thought or speech." Audre Lorde once said, "I have come to believe over and over again that what is most important to me must be spoken, made verbal, and shared, even at the risk of having it bruised or misunderstood." Let us use the power of intention now. Affirm with me, I breathe mindfully that I may intend, speak, and act as a spiritual maverick, doing what is mine to do and manifesting a world that works for all. And now I welcome back the light of our community, Reverend Dr. Catherine Johnson.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ami. Good morning again, everyone. This month, Mindfulness for Mavericks. Hold on just a minute. Okay, ready? Okay. So this month, Mindfulness for Mavericks has been an inspiration for me, reminding me to let go of the past, let go of the future, and come into the power of the present moment. So I want you to listen to this for a moment. Many of you have heard of the original Serenity Prayer. However, have you heard of the new Serenity Prayer? And it goes like this. God, grant me the serenity to accept the person that I cannot change, the courage to change the person that I can, and the wisdom to know that that person is me. A great reminder of where our work begins. So this idea of present moment awareness, where the entire power of the universe resides within us, as we let go of the mind chatter of the past and the future, and as we come into that power of the present moment, we truly do access the creative power, the inspiration of the one universal mind, the creative mind of the divine, of God, of source, of all that is. That is the power that we are looking for that will create lasting, deep change or transformation within ourselves. And that is the place from which we can then join with others to co-create this thing that we called a world that works for everyone, heaven on earth. So today, let us access that power of the now through the use of mindful speech. Mindful speech. And those were some really beautiful readings that Ami just shared with us, because there's some elements in there that are so important to mindful speech. I want to begin by talking about the creative power of the word and how it relates to ancient wisdom teachings. So one of the first places that I looked was the book of John. This is the New Testament, the book of John, chapter 1, verse 1. And it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." So the word, Ernest Holmes helped us to clarify what that was, that it's a mental picture. Mental picture, since there is only one power, one life, one presence, the mental picture comes from the mind of God that is sourced within each one of us. And so we can extrapolate that there was a mental picture or some such thing in the mind of God of a new desire that fired this new idea of creation, that gave birth to creation, and in some of the ancient teachings, like in the Hindu tradition, there is a belief that there are multi-universes. In fact, our science is beginning to affirm that there are multi-universes and multi-creations that are taking place in different realms and different levels all at the same time. So this understanding of this thing called the creative process is one of the hallmarks and the bedrocks of our teaching. And it supports us in really becoming aware and conscious of what we are thinking and what we are speaking, because every word, every thought is the creative power of the universe unfolding. Now, the other thing that fits into this is this idea of meaning that was brought up by Christian Larson. We just saying words is not, is really not going to do anything. particularly if we're not giving them any meaning, we're just spouting off a bunch of words. However, if they come from meaning, that means that comes from a picture in our own minds or a thought in our own minds that is fired by desire and fired by passion and fired by feeling. We can say it's that our words have soul. Then what will happen is that those words are amped up in creative power. That is a really important thing to remember. Amped up in power through feeling. It's essentially feeling, conviction, faith, trust, all of those things that we talk about so often. In the book of Genesis, it says, the word was, let there be light. I think that's really significant. Let there be light. Remember, these teachings are mystical. They have a really deep meaning for not only the macrocosm, the universe, but also for us as individualizations of the macrocosm, individualizations of spirit. Let there be light. Let's think about that for a moment. That's an affirmative declaration. Let there be light. Said with power and passion, what happened is, and there was light. The birth of the universe was one big explosion of light. Let there be light. And now think about it. Even now, we think about new ideas as light bulbs going off in our heads. And we talk about enlightenment, right? Illumination. Let there be light. A new idea, a birth of a new desire, which gives birth to a new idea, a new solution, a new creation. It all begins as this burst of light. I mean, that's what I'm seeing every time there's a new idea, this burst of light. Let there be light in our minds. I was thinking that might be a really powerful thing to say if we're struggling with finding a solution. What if we just said, let there be light? To activate that creative process within us, to activate that new idea. The Greeks called this creative principle logos, called it logos. Logos then became, it's another word for the word, the creative principle. That word then became associated with Jesus, or the Christ principle. That Christ principle then, when we look at it in a metaphysical, mystical way, is that principle of all potentiality and all possibility that is within each and every one of us as individualized expressions of the Most High. That creative potentiality is within every one of us. And it is up to us to activate it. And we do that through mindfulness, through coming in to the present moment over and over and over again, letting go of the past, letting go of the future, coming into the present moment and dealing with what is in front of us. Jesus points out the foundational word within when he said, it is not I, but the Christ within that does the work. That potential, that divine potential, that the place of inspiration of new ideas, and the creative law, the creative medium that takes those new ideas and brings them forth into manifestation. So that's the creative power of the word. The next topic I'd like to bring into this whole thing about mindful speech is being impeccable with our word, which I got from the Toltec tradition. So it's not only the Judeo-Christian and the Greek philosophies that believed in the creative power of the word. This is not just only to them. It's also true in the Hindus, the Hindu tradition, in which they say that Brahma utters the spoken word, a sound that sets creation in motion, and continues to set creation in motion on multi-levels, as we talked about before. And then let's again go back to the Toltec tradition and the 4 agreements that Don Miguel Ruiz, as a Toltec teacher, shares with us. So there are 4 basic agreements that if we follow these agreements, and he says, actually, if you follow one of them really well, your life will totally change. So one of the agreements is be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable. So if we are impeccable with our word, impeccable means that it is flawless. It doesn't have any errors in thinking or negative connotations in it. It's error free. It's free of falsehood. And so since words have creative power, then he reminds everyone in his book that words can hurt and words can heal. Words can create and words can destroy. So words then can be used for good or for harm. And of course, the Toltecs emphasize that words must be used for good. They must be used for good. So that means to express love, to impart wisdom, to demonstrate strength of character and integrity, to create peace. You know, all of the things that we associate with the good. By contrast, words that spew hate, spread lies, undermine others, or sow discord are harmful use of the word. You know, those of us who are students of A Course in Miracles, and this, I actually got into A Course in Miracles before I even got into these teachings, can see the correlation between, you know, love and fear. Love, using the word for good. Fear, using the word for discord in a destructive way. And so we know the consequences of that. We know that the consequences of that are the kinds of things that we're experiencing in our world that don't fit our vision of a world that works for all. So in creating then a world of love, a world of peace, a world in which people enjoy their lives and enjoy the prosperity that is available, it is imperative then that we take charge and take responsibility for the creative power of our words and use them mindfully, mindful speech. So the last point that I'd like to make is about facing injustice, speaking up. James Baldwin said, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." So in order to change injustices in our own personal lives and in the world that stem from prejudice, bias, falsehood, whatever it may be, we must face it as uncomfortable as it is and speak up. While we may feel that we are not racist or homophobic nor sexist, remaining silent in the face of these injustices plays into their perpetuation. And so if we look at the meaning of be impeccable with your word, it means that we also want to be sure that we are part of the creation of good, which means that we speak up. We speak up for the good of all. So you may say, well, why is it that we don't speak up? I mean, I think we all know. Usually we simply don't want to deal with the negative reactions of others. It can be as simple as that. Or we may also say, that's really not my problem. That's somebody else's problem. And what I want to bring us back to is the awareness that we're all in this together. We know this. We say this all the time. So humanity is uplifted as a whole. And so it does become, I'm not going to say our problem, but it becomes our challenge. I don't like the word, our opportunity. There it is. Our opportunity to continue to stay on the path of co-creating heaven on earth, a world that works for everyone when we speak up. So what happens when we're afraid to speak is we may choose to completely silence ourselves, or we may simply say only that which feels safe to say to the other person. And what also kind of fuels some of this unwillingness to speak up is something that I was looking at recently called the Lone Ranger consciousness. It's like, I'm just going to stick to my own business and be in my own life. And, you know, what else is going on in the world is really up to everybody else. And you know, I understand this to a certain extent. I mean, I really do get this. But I also know that Lone Ranger consciousness is not what's being called forth in this world. We are social beings. We are all interconnected. And so what affects someone else ultimately does affect us. There's a man by the name of Harvey Milk who said, hope is not silent. That means that it is important for us to give soul and conviction to what is standing up for the rights of ourselves and others. So let us face the injustices, as challenging as it may be. And you know, our media has been really supporting us in that recently, as individuals have been sharing their experiences with, and I was just thinking about Cory Booker sharing experiences about growing up Black and the challenges, and some other people as well on TV that have helped us to face what is really going on with our Black brothers and sisters. So we face it. And then once we face it, this is where mindful speech comes in. We want to do it with wisdom. We don't want to just spout off anything, because that can actually cause greater harm. So this is about being impeccable with our word, breathing mindfully, coming into the present moment, into the now, standing in embodying our own creative power. That means, and for me, that's breathing all the way down to my toes into the earth and back up again and forming this light globe all around me, and standing in this place of present moment awareness with the intention to be impeccable with our word, to be a beneficial presence, and then speaking mindfully from that place. It's very powerful. It takes a few moments. It means that we sometimes have to stop and breathe rather than just be reactive. That way we can be responsive. Permit me, if I could for a moment, to repeat a story that some of you may have heard, and particularly if you've taken the Essential Ernest Holmes class. This is a familiar story. This is actually in the introduction to that book. And it's a story about the early days of our spiritual movement. And Ernest Holmes was our founder, for those of you who don't know about our teachings. And he decided, he was drawing large, huge crowds, really too many for the theaters to hold. And so what they decided to do, he and his followers, is create new branches of spiritual centers. They called them churches in those days. Now we call them spiritual centers. And one of those was one called the Third Branch Church of East Los Angeles. It was a very diverse congregation. In those days, men and women and people of all ethnic backgrounds and races became practitioners and ministers. Ernest Holmes had a philosophy, and the teachings actually of Science of Mind, when you think about them, really are about inclusion. They're about supporting and honoring people having a direct experience of the divine. And so this very diverse congregation was led by Reverend J. Arthur Twine, an Afro-American, a Black man. Originally, all churches were listed in alphabetical order, including this particular church. But somehow someone influenced or swayed by others decided, who was in charge of the magazine, Science of Mind magazine in those days, and this is back in 1945, decided to put the third church, Andrew Twine's congregation, down at the bottom of the list under a label colored. Well, you can imagine that Ernest Holmes went into action immediately when he read that, and he did. He immediately contacted Reverend Twine, and he arranged to come and speak to that congregation. And I want to read to you what he said, because it's really powerful. It says, "To a hushed and packed house, Ernest began. I've been told that too many non-Caucasians attend these lectures, but this we must affirm. We are all children of the one living God. One life permeates all, without exception. One intelligence that governs all, and most important, every man and woman who abides in the universe is a significant entity in the one universal consciousness. Our doors will forever be open to all. Whoever you are, be proud. You are a divine idea in the mind of God." So someone had bowed to the segregationist conventions of the day, only to be reminded that Ernest's teachings were anything but conventional. This is the maverick that we're talking about, the spiritual maverick. Ernest Holmes was a spiritual maverick. He did not follow convention. He followed spiritual truth. That's what we're all being asked to do when we use mindful speech, is to speak truth. Let truth guide us. So the magazine immediately reverted back to alphabetical order. So this Thursday, there's a really significant turning point event that's taking place in our spiritual community. June 25th at 6:30, CSL Delaware, Center of Peace CSL, and Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living are coming together for a very high and holy purpose. And I'm knowing that this is going to be one of many in the future. This is the first time we've all gathered like this, as all three communities coming together. The leaders of our communities have been together already, visioning twice in preparation for this event, so that this event is an idea in the mind of God that has been given birth to support us all and to support the greater good of all humanity and all life. So it'll be an opportunity for us to face the injustices, just as Ernest did, and to discover what is ours to do in terms of mindful speech and mindful action in the world. We'll have an opportunity to have an overview and breakout rooms with people in other communities in order to have these deeper discussions and bring that wisdom that is within us, and we all have it, that wisdom within, to bring solution forward through each and every one of us. Spiritual mavericks, I know all of us, and yet this is not the time for Lone Ranger consciousness. This is the time to gather together and to work together, because together we are a great creative power, and all things are possible in this consciousness that we have cultivated in ourselves, in our communities, which is the consciousness of God. So, when we mindfully slow down, when we breathe in, when we come into the present moment, letting go of the past and the future, being here and now, when we contact an intention to be impeccable with our word, to be a beneficial presence, we contact the love in the cosmic heart of the divine. We contact the wisdom of the universal creative mind and the creativity of it. And we can then use mindful speech as a tool for transformation of our own consciousness, which of course affects the consciousness of all humanity. So let's turn within in prayer. I speak this word for the highest good of all, knowing that the power of the one creative mind flowing through me is flowing immediately into manifestation. I know there is one source, one creative mind, one cosmic heart, and that we are made in its likeness and image. We are pure spirit, individualizations of the one power, and thus participants in the process of creation, gifted with the very creative power of the word. I know that all beliefs of injustice is not my problem, all those Lone Ranger beliefs, and that they might judge me if I speak up, all those thoughts that cause fear in us are neutralized by the power of this word, which is the power of truth. I know that together with this creative power that is indwelling in all of us, we can co-create the seemingly miraculous. So I now know that intelligence within us knows how to listen, when to speak our truth, that is, what to say, who to say it to. And I also know that because of who we are and what dwells within us, we have the boldness, we have the courage to stand up and speak up for that which is highest and best for all. We can speak up and be paradigm shifters. The voice of truth within us compels us to be impeccable with our words, to speak up for injustice, to speak on behalf of the greatest good of all. And I am claiming that we are all masters of collaboration, cooperation, and communication as we join together with others in this process of creation. So I'm so grateful for the truth of this word. I'm so grateful for the way in which this creative process operates in me, through me, and as me, and in, through, and as all. And I'm so grateful to know that these words do not come back to me void. They come back fulfilled and lifting us all up into a greater, freer, fuller, more expanded expression of ourselves. And they truly are a beneficial presence in consciousness. So I release this word into the universal law of mind, allowing the all mind of God, the all creative power of God to work upon them and bring them into full and beautiful and complete manifestation. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. Love and blessings to you all. And so now I would like to introduce to you again our beautiful, radiant musician, Deb.
Thank you, Reverend Kathleen. It was beautiful. Here I stand on the mountain, embraced by mystery, restored by the silent wind that blows a prayer through me. In wholeness and in reverence, I walk with fearless integrity. With ease and grace, I feel the presence blessing my humility. This is my prayer, this I declare, for me and everyone, everywhere. Yes, this I pray with unbending faith, for me and everyone, every night and day. There are those whose hands are empty, whose hearts are the same. I know the truth, that there is plenty, will be revealed to them again. And when darkness is eclipsing the light from their minds, morning comes with love a whispering, soon as they open up their eyes. This is my prayer, this I declare, for me and everyone, everywhere. Yes, this I pray with unbending faith, for me and everyone, every night and day. I speak and it is so. I believe because I know this is how the word shall go every time. I surrender to this law with gratitude and awe. It surely heals all in body and mind. This is my prayer, this I declare, for me and everyone, everywhere. Yes, this I pray with unbending faith, for me and everyone, every night and day. Me and everyone all around the world. Me and everyone, for this I pray. Thank you all. Thank you. And now I think it's time for the sustainability tip from Michelle.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. So we actually switched this week because of all the wonderful things that are happening around more racial equality in the world. And so instead of doing a sustainability tip this week, I really just promoted our event. So I'm just going to say the same thing, that this beautiful event on the 25th gives us such a wonderful opportunity to reach out to our greater community, spiritual community, and to really, as a broader community, make a significant difference. So I'll be trading from here forward, kind of back and forth between sustainability tips and also tips related to this larger conversation that's very present right now around racial equality, around police reform, and kind of the larger conversation. So that's what it was this week, and just letting you know the kind of transition we're making.
So could you
Yes, I'd like to introduce Virgie to you next.
Thank you, Reverend Kathleen. I'm going to have a few closing comments, but first I want for us to do a nice virtual congratulations to the person known as our own personal Energizer Bunny, who I lovingly call Ernestine Holmes, because she is the embodiment of all of the things that we are learning. She is the June Volunteer of the Month, and her name is Jenny Stewart. Woo! Congrats, Jenny. Hi, Ernestine. All right. So for prayer requests, visit our licensed professional practitioner page. It's on our website, and it's in our newsletter where you can get their contact numbers. This is also where you can get information on how to contact Reverend Linda Patton, and she is our person for congregate care. Lastly, I want to say that we deeply appreciate all of your generous donations to CSL Delaware. We have a benevolent fund for those who are in need, which you can also make donations to. When you make your donations, you would simply indicate that it's for that fund. And then we'll take recommendations from the community on where those funds should be sent. Up to this point, though, all of the funds have been sent to or donated to the Food Bank of Delaware. So with that, I'd like to take us back to our beautiful musical songstress known as Deb.
Thank you, Virgie. Well, we're going to close with a song that I think Sharon did last week, another song by Daniel Namad. Love is my decision, and let's sing this with enthusiasm because it is a decision. It's not a reaction, it's a decision. Love is my decision. It's up to me to give up my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. so much. Have a beautiful week. And I'd like to bring us back to Reverend Dr. Kathleen for our closing prayer.
Okay. So after service, you may have a private session with Carolyn Murdoch, our practitioner for today. And you do that simply by typing in prayer in the chat box, and we will make sure to get you lined up with her in one of our breakout rooms after service. And then also, those who would like to stay after service for fellowship, please stay on the line, and we can also put you in a breakout room so that you can continue the discussion of what we talked about today or whatever is on your minds. And you know, so for the rest of you, happy Father's Day. Enjoy your beautiful day. It's a great day to get outside and enjoy. And so let us end with prayer. So I invite you to repeat after me. Perfect God within me.
Perfect God within me.
Perfect life within me, which is God.
Perfect life within me, which is God.
Come forth into expression through me.
Come forth into expression through me.
As that which I am.
As that which I am.
Lead me ever on the path of all-inclusive love.
Lead me ever on the path of all-inclusive love.
And cause me to see.
And cause me to see.
The infinite good.
The infinite good.
And so with this in our hearts, I invite us all to affirm it with a vibrant yes, and so it is. Yay. Have a beautiful day, everybody.
All righty. So I'm going to have everybody, I'm going to
Turn off the recording.
allow everybody to unmute themselves to just say goodbye and hi and whatever they'd like. So everybody is welcome. You have the ability to now unmute yourself.
Bye, everybody. I love you. Bye. Good to see everybody.
Love you. Happy
There we
Father's
go.
Day to all the
All right.
dads.
Love you all. Have a good day.
Love, love, love.
Yeah.
Bye.